Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics, where I watch all the other Lego investing and reselling videos so that you don't have to. And in this episode, I am bringing you the latest not top sets data. Every time I watch those videos, when the presenter says they are not investing in a set, I record it on the table that I'm about to show you. And of course, at the end, I will tell you the 3 sets that I agree with most that I am skipping for investing, and then the 3 sets that I disagree with and I think I do want to pick up for investing. So let's get into it. In the last few months, I've watched 157 Lego investing YouTube videos across 16 channels, over 1,600 total Lego set mentions. Of course, most of those are for investing, but a good chunk of them are mentioning sets that are against investing. And like usual, I generally agree with the sets that are on top of this table, and then further down are the ones where I'm like, you have less mentions against, and I kind of like some of those. So the first couple are obvious choices, these 2 Wednesday sets. I've heard it's a good show on Netflix. I think season 2 has come out or is coming out soon. I have never watched it, but the Legofication of Wednesday has not got any buzz. This is the #1 set against investing. 13 mentions, a short, less than year and a half shelf life, a solid $50 for 702 pieces. But I agree, I don't think there's any real growth potential in this one. On the table, I've got the set number and name, Wednesday Addams Figure, and then this R in parentheses in front of the set number means that according to BrickTap and Brick Fanatics, I compare both lists, that it is expected to retire at the end of this year. Since we're pretty late in 2025, I'm only talking about sets that are expected to retire in this video. I've highlighted them this light red. You can see all the other sets as we scroll through, but I'm not going to talk about anything that I haven't highlighted. Second set against investing is another one from Wednesday in Enid's dorm room. 11 mentions, same short shelf life, and similar story. I'm not picking this one up for investing. And the Wednesday series has mini dolls, not mini figures. Typically, mini dolls aren't as valuable or sought after. Third set is Travel Moments. It is a weird set, 10 mentions against. However, I'm going to pause on this one for a second and say that at really good discount, I will prospect a couple of them. It's been 30% off on lego.com for a long time. I bet it hits 40% off. Add a GWP and some double points, we can get closer to 55 or 60% off. If that happens, I'll probably grab 2. Not because I think it's a great set, but based on some previous sets that we'll look at in a second, I think there's slight potential for high risk, high reward, and at 55 or 60% off, I don't think I would lose much money. The World Map retired in 2023, retailed for $250. Brick set is showing $446. That price on Brick set is typically after shipping and fees. And then you've got the Globe that just retired in 2024, retailed for $230, showing $200. On eBay, the World Map has sold for over $700 when you add shipping in. That is insane. And then the Globe that retired less than a year ago, here's $230 with shipping, $280, $270. All of these are well over the retail price. Give this one another year to grow. I think it'll be great. So maybe this one will surprise us and follow in the path of those 2 a little bit. But also, we've had some previous sets that nobody wanted to pick up for investing that ultimately surprised us. Like all 3 of these stadium sets, the Real Madrid retailed for $400, retired in 2023, showing $487. Camp Nou is the worst of the 3, $350 to $374. But then Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium retired in 2022, $300 to $395. And all 3 of these were 30 or 40% off. And then a couple more recent examples that surprise us. This very expensive Hogwarts Express Collector's Edition, $500, $446, so less than retail, but it just retired last year. And this one was on heavy discount multiple times. And then the Shadow Box that nobody went for, $400 to $545 and retired less than a year ago. Yeah, here it is, 30% off on lego.com, and it says it's a Lego exclusive. For some reason, I thought this was available at other retailers, but maybe that makes it even lower supply in the secondary market. Of course, it's already going to have very low supply because nobody really wants this set. Fourth on the table with 8 mentions against is the Mandalorian, Vizsla, and Moff Gideon battle. Mandalorian popularity really died off after about the middle of season 2. This set has a 3.8 on Brick set. Yes, the minifigures are good, but they're not that valuable. Moff Gideon at about $10, but then Vizsla less than $7, and then the 2 Imperial Guards are around $4. I did grab one at $22. For personal collection, I would need it around $15 to $18 to pick any more up for investment. 42182 192, the Technic NASA Apollo lunar rover vehicle, the LRV. This is an awesome set. 7 mentions against. I totally disagree. A short 1.5-year shelf life. $220 honestly doesn't seem awful. It's pretty sizable. Most NASA comparables are doing pretty well. The original Mars rover from 2014, it was an idea set, retailed for $30 and it's going for $300. Then we've got the Apollo Saturn V that was released twice by Lego. Both retailed at $120. Both are around $160 to $180. Here's the Apollo 11 lunar lander. I do have a couple of these. Retired at the end of 2023, retailed for $100. Value is only $91. That's because there was a lot of zombie stock on Amazon. And then if we go down to International Space Station, retailed for $70, showing about $90. This one was on sale a lot, so that's a good one. Here's the other Saturn V that's doing awesome. And then you've got the Space Shuttle Discovery that retired at the end of last year, retailed for $200, showing $192. We were able to get this one for about $140 after stacking deals and promos, but this one is slow out of the gate also because it had zombie stock. So I think eventually this one will perform. If it does retire with no zombie stock, then I think it'll be great. But I also think there's a high probability that it hangs around on Amazon for a while, and that will make it a slower investment, but still really good stuff. And don't forget, gotta look at the back of the box here. It folds up like the real thing in real life with all these little side builds, side components, their own plaques. I think those are stickers, but still so much good here. It is an awesome set. I can't wait to build one for myself. And then I think I have a second one for investing so far, and I'd like to get a couple more. Good fortune, Lego exclusive. I agree. 7 mentions against. I'm not investing in it, but it is a very colorful, beautiful set. I just don't think there's much demand for it. Over the Moon with Pharrell Williams. 6 mentions against. I've said in the past, if this set came out 10 years ago, then maybe it would be an okay investment. But even then, I don't think so. It's just kind of ugly. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of ugly. The color mix just doesn't work for me. Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle, another one with 6 mentions against. Yeah, I agree. $80 is way overpriced for 601 pieces. 4 minifigures, 3 of them are exclusive. However, they do not have much value. Merrick is at 12, but then Sabine is at 8, Ahsoka is at 7, and then Professor Hu Yang, which is an awesome minifigure, is at 7. That's less than $35 minifigure value, which is less than 50% on this very expensive set. I need Star Wars minifigures to be more than 50% of the retail price, especially when a bunch of them are exclusive. Couple of mechs. This is Superman versus Lex Luthor. I kind of like these because they're $15, but with 2 minifigures, both of them are exclusive to this set. I don't invest in mechs unless I find them on the shelves for 50 or 60% off, which does happen from time to time. And then here's the Spider-Man mech versus Anti-Venom. Same story, 2 minifigures, $15. And then the last set with 6 mentions against is Hogwarts Castle Dueling Club. It did come out in January, so if it does retire, it will have a 1-year shelf life. 4 minifigures, but only one of them is unique. $20 set, but the minifigures are valued at $8, $5, and then a couple bucks each. And sorry, it's a $25 set, so the minifigure value is right at 50% of the retail price. But since only one of them is unique and the rest of the build is nothing special, an easy pass for me. We've got a Wicked set on the list with 5 mentions against. Glinda and Elphaba's Dormitory. I think I said that right. I keep mixing up Wicked and Wednesday, probably because they both start with W's, but also I feel like the buzz and the popularity and even the set builds have a lot of similarities, so these do not have any popularity around them. Easy pass. Here's a mech with only 1 minifigure, but at $15. This one I don't like as much because of only 1 minifigure, but Batman is awesome. Hogwarts Castle Potions class just came out in the middle of 24. 4 minifigures, $40. Doesn't seem like a bad price, but we had Hogwarts Moments Potions class that retired in 2022, retail for $30 and it's going for $28. So I don't see the value here. Green Goblin construction figure. The R with the July means that it's expected to retire in July of this year, which has already passed us. So this one definitely has retired. I don't think there's much zombie stock out there, but I do keep it on the table just in case people find a few out in the wild. As you guys know, I do not invest in the Brick Bill action figures. However, of all of them, this one does intrigue me. It's all green. The face print is awesome, very dynamic, and it has the flyer. I like the purple coloring in there. It's a $35 set. I wouldn't pick it up for more than $15 to $17, but I am curious if we go on eBay since it did just retire. Here it is for $26 with shipping. That's $15 with bids, but here we are, $27. Not awful right after it retired. I didn't ever find any of these at $15 to $17, so I don't have any. Now a bunch of sets with 4 mentions against. First, the Lego exclusive Money Tree. Kind of a cool set, but yeah, nothing too special here. No minifigures. minifigures, easy pass for me. Then the Walt Disney Tribute Camera, $100 set. BrickHeadz retirement date is wrong. Just under 2.5 years shelf life. A 4.3, okay, but not great. Over 7,000 members own it. Only 1,500 want it. Hard to say where the demand is going to be on this set. It was on sale for as low as $63, if I recall. That might have been at Target. I did not pick up any then. I liked this set a lot more earlier in the year. I think I still do. It's so unique. There won't be another one like it anytime soon. The tape piece, or I guess film piece, is great. 1 or 2 interior Easter eggs, really good, unique minifigures that we won't get probably ever, if not for a long time. But I do understand the forementions against it. Just seems like the buzz came and then fizzled out really quickly. So I don't know. Even though I liked it, I didn't grab any at that $63 price point. I was hoping for at least 50% off. Maybe we'll get there. If we do, I will grab some. Otherwise, it might be one that I miss out on. And, you know, it might be a big miss. We'll see. Now, Infinity Gauntlet, beautiful set with all of the painted gold pieces, but it's been out since 2021, so long shelf life. $80 spendy for 590 pieces, but these are always on sale. The sale price seems like it's the right price, which is typically in the 40s or 50s. But then after that, is there much room to grow? Hard to say. I would grab some in the mid 40s, but I'm not going to get sucked in thinking it's going to do as well as the Nano Gauntlet that retired less than a year ago. Retailed for 70. BrickHeadz is showing 132. Remember, this set was an Amazon exclusive and it had no zombie stock. So when it went, it was gone, and this one was off to the races. Another 2 minifigure mech, this time Iron Man versus Ultron, 76307. Here it is on the table. And then our first Animal Crossing set, KK's Concert at the Plaza. I'm not investing in any of the Animal Crossing sets. I know the minifigures are unique and pretty cool looking, but these are expensive sets, and it doesn't seem like the demand is that high, so I don't want to take the risk. Izzy's Dream Animals from Dreams. I actually do have a number of Dream sets, not a ton, but you know, maybe 8 or different set numbers, 4 or 5 of each. My youngest son has actually bought a bunch of them off of me recently. He's really got into the Dreams animated show, which apparently is pretty good. I was telling him that I heard it wasn't great, but after him watching it, he said it's awesome actually. So I'm glad to hear that. Maybe it will get some traction later if they do another season or 2. Don't worry, I didn't gouge my son or anything. I bought them all on really, really good discount, and I basically had him pay me the price that I bought them for, and they haven't gone up much. The ones that I have that have already retired are still below retail price, but they are in the green compared to where I bought them. So if this one is on a really good discount, like $12 to $15, which is possible at Dream Sets, then I would pick it up. And we're getting down the table now, a longer list of sets that have 3 mentions against. First one is this Space Roller Coaster. I think this is a cool set. I already have one, found it at a Walmart months ago at 50% off, but there's a few small roller coasters like this, and let's look at some past ones. Well, so we've got this old Friends roller coaster retired in 2018, retailed for 100, showing 125. That's not a good comparable. Then we've got the large original roller coaster from Creator Expert, 380 and 341, also not a good comparable. But we've got the Pirate roller coaster that retired in 2019, retailed for 90. BrickHeadz is showing 96. Again, since it's a smaller set, Creator 3-in-1, it was on sale a fair amount. And then we scroll down further, and then we've got the second large loop coaster set, retailed for 400, 378. So that's not a good one. Here's the Space roller coaster, and then we have the new Robot World roller coaster. I think all 3 of those are very good, but again, it has to be on a very, very big discount. Technic Mars Crew Exploration Rover. This is not technically a NASA set because it's kind of a futuristic build, even though it is loosely modeled after some concepts that have been drawn up by NASA and space companies. And I love this set for a personal collection. Retails for 150. I will get one, but the other 2 in this series I found at huge discount. I have not found this one at big discount yet. That makes me wonder if it's selling pretty well, and this one could have legs on the secondary market. And maybe it's close enough to the NASA licensed sets that it would fall a little bit in their footsteps. UCS X-Wing Starfighter, pass, been on huge discount a few times already. It's the 3rd UCS X-Wing. The first one did well because it was released a long time ago. The second one didn't do too well. I don't want to mess with this set. Bark Speeder Escape, I've been ragging on this one all year. It's awful at $30. It says 4 minifigures, but really the Grogu minifigure doesn't count. Only Keller and Beck is exclusive to this set. So yeah, it's an awful set. But as I mentioned either in a recent podcast with DG or in one of my videos, I now own 10 of these because I found them for $12 at Walmart. I got them honestly for personal collection first, and then I said, hey, look, if they do go up in value, then I will resell some of them. But at $12, I do like it for myself because I do like the clones, even though they have the helmet holes. Moss Espa Padres diorama is awful. The dioramas, oh, they still kill me because I love them, but they have not performed well. This one doesn't have many minifigures. I only have one, got it at $32 because I want one of each for personal collection. It's funny, the helmets do really well. I have none for personal collection, but I really like the dioramas for personal collection. They're the ones not doing well, but I like having the minifigures, which most of them do, and I like all of the detail, and I like the scale. Minions and Gru's Family Mansion, not for me, not enough buzz around it, even though I've heard people say that Minions will be around for generations and one day these sets will do well, but that could be 10 plus years from now. I don't want to hold on to a set that long. A second set from Wicked. Wicked also has the mini dolls as Wednesday does. Easy pass. Forever Searcher construction figure, actually kind of a cool set, even though it's a brick built action figure. Does have one good minifigure and then a couple of not so special recolored Skelly minifigures, but still definitely a pass. And then new Captain America construction figure. Cool pose, but another one that's a pass for me. Two sets that just retired in July, Disney Princess Market Adventure and Kai Source Battle Dragon. This one is just too small and boring, even though it has a bunch of minifigures. And now we scroll down to the sets with two mentions against. First one is the Minecraft Fox Lodge. I'm not getting into this one, even though I have heard people say that this is a unique mod. I think that's the right word, animal mod, something like that. I don't play Minecraft, my kids do. They say this one's actually kind of cool, so some people are saying this one could be flying under the radar. It's only a $20 set. Again, I don't know enough about Minecraft, other than that Sword Outpost that I got last year because that one is so iconic. Then you've got the Target exclusive family tree. The tree is awesome because it goes with medieval city builds, but the rest of it is junk. Red London telephone box. It's an idea set. I feel like this is one I want to skip for investing. I feel like it's pretty obvious, especially here in the United States where we don't see these out in town anywhere and there's no historical reference for us. But I do get that it is an awesome build and I do think that it looks great. And so although I'm not going to be investing in this one, I feel like this is a top candidate for one where I would say, yep, easy pass, not going to pay any attention to it. And then 6 months after it retires, look back and say, what was I thinking? It's doing so awesome. Most idea sets do well, and I can't imagine Lego making another one like this anytime soon. So it will be a standalone for a long, long time. This Christmas tree, it is horrendously ugly. If it wasn't Christmas holiday themed, there would be no chance since it does have the winter holiday Christmas theme. There's a little bit of a chance it grows in value, but I'm not messing with it. I would feel bad selling this set to somebody because it's so ugly. It looks so plastic, and I get Lego is made out of plastic, but a tree should not look so rigid plastic, and I hate how the taper angle is not consistent. That is just so ugly. All right, enough trashing the Lego Christmas tree. I'm sorry, Lego, but I hate it. Star Wars BrickHeadz 5-pack, the latest 5 or 6-pack that Lego's going for, and I hate to say it, but you gotta look at the data. The proof is in the pudding. This is not going to do well, even though Grievous is awesome. It's a $50 set, but the first Star Wars 5-pack that we all were excited about, myself included, Battle of Endor Heroes, retailed for $40, and it's $33 on Brickset and retired in 2023. And then the second one, the Phantom Menace, also with a bunch of great builds, retired at the end of 24, retailed for $55, and it's $47. Now the good news is both of these could have been picked up at 40% off. I do have 19 of the Battle of Endor Heroes sets. Luckily they were all 40% off, but still, it's going to be a while before I can do something with these. And I'm not a BrickHead collector or builder myself, so I might get a couple when these go 40% off. Otherwise, I'm passing. The Technic Pugo Le Mans Hybrid Hypercar, $200 set. So cool. I love the huge Technic supercars, so I want it for personal collection. And actually, it just hit me. This one is retiring soon. I'm down to a few months. I got to get it before it retires. I haven't been watching it closely because it's definitely not an investment set, but I don't recall seeing it on discount much. So I need to hunt for one of these. And then the other two non-NASA licensed space theme Technic sets. Here's a small one, the Surface Space Loader. I have this one at great discount. It's pretty cool. I probably wouldn't invest in this one because it's so small and kind of ugly. And then the vertical takeoff and landing heavy cargo spaceship is awesome. This one has a lot of good mechanisms in here, and $110 for $13.56. I know it's Technic, price part ratio is different, but still, I think that's a pretty good deal. I got one for 50% off. Yes. Encanto Mini House, it's adorable, but a pass for investing. City Space Base and Rocket Launch Pad. Some of the City Space sets do well, but I don't like the latest wave of City Space theming. It's a little too cartoonish for me, honestly, and I don't know exactly how to describe it further than that. They're going for more futuristic, which I like, but the cartoony side of it makes it a little unrealistic, which I don't like. Ninjago Egalt the Master Dragon, kind of a cool set, and keep in mind, some of the Ninjago dragons have done really well in the past. UCS Razor Crest, $600, been on sale for the low to mid $400 in the past, was only in the first season of Mandalorian, Mandalorian, and then it blew up. The rumors seem to be getting a little louder that this will make an appearance in a future Mandalorian movie, and maybe more than just a very brief appearance, but I don't want to risk it on a set that expensive. I know it's the first ship in the UCS series, so it'll probably do well in the long run, and I know it's a fantastic build, but I'm just not going to get into it. Ambush on Mandalore Battle Pack, similar story as Paz Vizsla, nothing too special here. The annual obligatory overpriced Star Wars 4 Plus set, not great minifigures in this one, so definitely passing on the Crimson Firehawk. Ahsoka Tano's dual on Prettiya. I love this set, but not for investing, only for personal collection. I got one for 22, 28, I don't remember. But you guys know why I love this set, because it looks like a diorama, even though I understand outside the minifigures, it's junk. But the minifigure value is decent. Admiral Thrawn, $15, and then the rest of them, $7 to $5. But that does add up on a $55 set. TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup. I think this one could be a sleeper because it's not very popular, so I expect very, very good discounts later in life, or possibly even into January, February, March. I bet there's a little bit of zombie stock, so I'm gonna be watching Amazon for this one someday at like 50 bucks. It seems crazy with how much Lego produces X-Wings and TIE Fighters, but they all seem to do okay still. A few more Minions sets. Minions and Banana Carve, one of the best minifigure and banana sets out there, but still not investing. Minions Music Party Bus, this one's ugly, so definitely a pass. And then Brick Built Gru and Minions, it's actually pretty cool, but still a pass for me. The small $15 4 Plus Iron Man with Bike and the Hulk, two minifigures, but small, tiny, expensive set. Captain America versus Red Hulk Battle, 223 pieces and a cool $55 at 24.7 cents per piece. Now I do realize it comes with 4 minifigures, and one of them is the Hulk, Red Hulk, big fig, but still way overpriced. I'd be looking at about 20 bucks to pick it up. Another small 4 Plus set with a couple of minifigures, Batman and Batmobile versus Mr. Freeze. I like the Mr. Freeze minifigure, but it's passing. And then some Harry Potter sets, Dobby the House Elf. I actually do kind of like this one, but I'd want it at about $15, maybe 20. And then the rest of these Harry Potter sets with 2 mentions against are not good. I've said before, Harry Potter sets do see 40, 50, 60% off at Target and sometimes Walmart too, but even these aren't good. This one's just a parts pack. Hagrid's Hut, we've had tons of them. A couple more Animal Crossing sets, Bunny's Outdoor Adventures, and Nooks and Cranny and Rosie's House. Nooks, Cranny, and Rosie's House, $75 for 535 pieces. The licensing fees must be killer for Lego. The Animal Crossing folks must be making a ton of money off of these, but wow, that's expensive. Minecraft Durburger, I think it's one of only 2 Minecraft sets that are actually going to retire at the end of this year. Originally, all of them were expected to, and then the Battle Bus got delayed, and now a couple others have. This one I'm passing on because it's only $15 and there are no minifigures, but the rest of them, because they got extended, which indicates high demand and good sales velocity, I will be watching for future years. And now a handful of sets that just retired in July. The ugly cozy house that I am very pleased I skipped on. $60 brick set is showing 48 on eBay. Here it is for 50 shipped, 50 shipped, 59 shipped, not as bad. No, so it's about 50 before shipping and fees. So not good so far, but it did just retire. This Disney Maleficent's Dragon set, I did pick up a few of these on huge discount recently. Snow White's Jewelry Box, and Rocket's Warbird versus Ronin, a set that I do not like, but I did pick up a few of these on huge discount from Walmart recently. And now time to wrap up with over 60 sets with 1 mention against. We've got the Winter Village Collection, Alpine Lodge, and Santa's Post Office. Generally, I don't like these for investing. The last couple haven't done great, but it seems like the buzz around investing in this series is way down because the last couple haven't done great, that maybe these 2 will do okay. I don't think I'm gonna get any quite yet, but if some really good deals on these slapped me in the face right at the end of the year, then I'd grab them. This very ugly Blacktron Renegade, this might be one of those that is so bad that there's so little supply on the secondary market that any amount of demand that would drive it above the retail price, but I still am not going for it. Architecture Paris, been out since 2019. I like it. High demand, otherwise Lego wouldn't have kept it on the shelves for so long. Motorized Lighthouse, one of my favorite sets of the year. Total sleeper. I got 2 recently. I hope to get a couple more. The Disney Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson Sisters Cottage. It's a cool set. This can go well with lots of layouts. Obviously medieval, maybe even some pirate type stuff, even in just a basic city layout. You always have to have that house down at the end of the cul-de-sac that everybody thinks is haunted. I'm still having a tough time getting a good read on this set though at $230, but my hunch says ideas, the deals will be out there and it will do okay on the secondary market. The Ideas Orient Express train, I beat this setup a lot in the past and I keep getting comments saying, Kevin, it's not that bad and it's going to be a winner. I'm starting to come around. I haven't seen a good deal yet on it, but if we were able to get it for under 200 after stacking at 20% off and then a good GWP, 10% insider points, maybe some Rakuten, then I would get one or two. Yeah, a good classic Lego train should do well, but it's not powered and the engine is a little simplified. Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship, you guys know I don't like this set, so it's a pass. Creator 3-in-1 modern house, kind of cool. My son built it. He actually likes the B model better. Yeah, here we go. We live in Florida, so we see a lot of the low profile Florida homes that are built to survive hurricanes, so he really likes this build. But for investing, I don't think there's anything there. The Walmart exclusive Creator 3-in-1 hamster wheel, nothing there. And then the Walmart exclusive Creator 3-in-1 sea animals. I'm still passing on this. I know that the previous 3-in-1 aquarium did really well. I don't think this is similar enough. These are a lot of freestanding elements. It doesn't package up into a nice unit. I don't like it. The $10 London bus, easy pass. Everything is awesome. Been out for a long time, keeps getting extended. I'm probably passing on it, but the monochromatic minifigures are really cool. This boring Star Wars BrickHeadz 2-pack. I know it's Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, two of the best and most important characters, but it just seems so vanilla to me for some reason. Land Rover Classic Defender, love it because it's basically a Speed Champions, pretty darn close, but it's only $15. I'm glad I did this video because I only have one of these and I'd like to get a handful. I don't love the cheap little sets, but the Speed Champions do sell very well for me locally on Facebook Marketplace, and I could see these riding along, you know? Somebody buys a Speed Champions for $35, $40, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll grab one of these for $30 on top of it. Captain America and Red Hulk BrickHeadz. I don't like the retiring BrickHead class this year as much as I did last year's because we had the Lord of the Rings and the Sonic sets last year. So I'm not getting many BrickHeadz this year. This one doesn't do anything for me. Potted Groot is super ugly and just lame-o in my opinion. Too much Groot out there these days. The adorable $13 Spring Animal Playground, but it's a pass. Santa's delivery truck for $20, less than a year and a half shelf life if it does retire at the end of this year, and if it does, this is a sleeper and I love this set. Batman 8-in-1 BrickHeadz, it is a huge ripoff. Wednesday and Enid BrickHead 2-pack, this has been 30% on lego.com for months now, clearly indicating very little demand for the set. Red Panda May, passing on that one too. A few Technic sets, the Lieber Crawler Crane LR 13,000, only a $700 set. It is so cool. I definitely think this one goes up in value, but I chickened out when it was 30% off, 25% off on Amazon a couple of months ago. I just still can't pull the trigger on too many big sets. You know, I'll get the occasional Ninjago City set, Mos Eisley Cantina, some of the modulars, but over the $400 range, I'm pretty much out so far. Maybe someday. Technic Bulldozer, tiny little set, $27 pullback Mercedes AMG F1. We definitely want it. My kids want it for their collection, but not an investment set. And same thing with this McLaren Extreme E-Team. Friends Andrea's Modern Mansion, one of the best Friends sets ever produced. It's the most expensive Friends set Lego's ever put out. Because of that, I'm worried about it because it's like buying the most expensive house in the neighborhood. So I would need it on a really good discount. I do want one for personal collection though. Such a cool set. Isabella's Flower Pot, I kind of like it on huge discount. It looks a little bit like a botanical set and I think it will go well with those, and there's huge demand for those, and I think people are going to forget and miss this one and later want to add it to their flower collection. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Cottage, maybe I'm missing out on something great here, but I'm still definitely passing. It's just an ugly set for me. And honestly, most of the minifigures don't do that much for me either. Encanto, the magical Madrigal house, definitely a pass. And then the Target exclusive Moana's Flower Pot, another one that I'd like on huge discount. The Construction Steamroller, I like it. I like the construction sets, but it's only $10, so there's just not much meat on the bone there. It's not worth the time, but I do want a couple for personal. You got to have a few steamrollers in your city build, which we don't have much of yet. My kid's starting putting together a few panels here and there and doing a little mock, so we're having fun with that. City Fire Rescue Plane, awesome set. $55, honestly not bad for a city set. 478 pieces, the 3 minifigures, but a great build, nice action features. If I find it for 30% off, I'm getting a few, but I have not found it at that price yet. The City Formula One Garage, as much as I love racing, I don't think these are going to do that well, but as a kid, I would have loved this set. The Donut Truck, it's adorable. Another city set, nothing special. And then the F1 Grid with a couple of cars. Castle Nocturnia from Dreams. This is an awesome set, and I'm just waiting for this one to go 60 or 70% 50% off like all other dream sets, right? Like, is that too much to ask? Oh wait, it's a $200 set, and again, it is an awesome set. So this one I don't know what to do with, because I do think it grows in value, but I still want it on a, or need it on a good discount for me to go in on it. But I don't know what that good discount's going to be, because I don't think I've seen it for more than about 25% off, and I'd like to be at least 40% off. So this one I might miss out on. I'll be curious to watch it after it retires. A small Ninjago buggy car, $50. That seems kind of expensive. Oh yeah, 267 pieces. Wow, I don't even remember this set, but definitely a pass. And then Roz and Aaron's Superstorm Jet. Good action features in here, but nothing too special. A few Star Wars sets, the Onyx Cinder. I still want one for personal collection. I know the minifigures aren't that identifiable and not that special, but all 5 of them are unique. I know the Skeleton Crew is not watched by that many people, but $140 for 1325 pieces, 5 unique minifigures isn't bad. Neil is valued at $26. Joe Jod is valued at $11, and then the rest of them are at $9, $8, $8. So pretty good minifigure value in a $140 set. But this one is so ugly and messed up that, again, I kind of want it, but I don't know for investing. It would have to be a discount. Mini scale Tantive 4. I do like the mini scales in general, but this one is way overpriced at $80. I did pick up a few at $32.50. I'm kind of excited about those, but not super excited about them. I like a lot of the other mini scale ships better. Luke's mech, haven't got any yet, but I will. Seen them for around $10. I'd like to get them for $8 or $9. The Play Droid Builder, cool concept. I'm glad Lego produced. I think there's a lot of young people that will like it, get a lot of kids into Star Wars, but for investing, the value is in the young Princess Leia minifigure, and I don't want to invest in a $100 set for one minifigure. The large and very expensive $450 Diagon Alley came out in 2020, finally retiring. I'm not investing in it because there are just way too many Diagon Alley sets these days. Lego is producing each of these buildings individually. They just came out with the micro scale set, even though it's a 4.5 on brick set, which it deserves. It's an awesome build, and I have one for personal collection. I'm not going to slip into getting this one. This Batman Gotham City art set, awesome. It is in my power rankings top 10. Just waiting to see a little bit of a sale on it. Stack it with double insider points and a GWP. I want a few of these. And then a bunch more DC and then Marvel sets. None of these are too special. This construction figure with the Bat Pod, both components are not good, so passing. The latest Batmobile version, it's cool that we've got a bunch of Batmobiles and they all look really different. So Lego's done a good job with that, but a lot of people don't like this one. I still think people are going to want it later, long after retirement, but it is a 50% discount set for me. Another 2 minifigure mech, Venom versus Miles Morales. This War Machine mech with 1 minifigure, Rocket and Baby Groot. It is awful. Iron Man car and Black Panther versus Red Hulk. That's a mouthful of a name. Not great at $35, but a few minifigures, and the car is unique and intriguing. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's kind of cool looking, actually. And then some Harry Potter sets. All of these are 50% discount sets for me. The latest, Hogwarts Express. We've had a bunch. We'll get more. Hogwarts Castle Hourly. Yes, I said that right. First try. Aragog. Oh, I said that wrong. Aragog and the Forbidden Forest. Plain and boring. Tri-Wizard Tournament, The Arrival. Awesome set. I do not need it 50% to pick it up, but I'd say at least 35%. I have not seen it at that price yet, so I'm watching this one closely, but I'm sure I'll get a few before the end of the year. Oops, sorry. Here we go on the table. Here's the last Harry Potter set we just looked at, and then a few Speed Champion sets. My target is about 45% off on these. We saw that occasionally with last year's retiring sets. We'll see if we get some of these late this year at that price, but that was the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. That's an awesome set. Here's the BMW 2-pack. This one seems to have very low buzz. Jurassic World Baby Dinosaur Rescue Center. Nothing too special here, so I'll pass on that one. And let's get to the main photo for this other Jurassic World set. Dinosaur Mission Stegosaurus Discovery. $65. This one's cool. I'll pick it up at 50% off. I picked up a couple of Jurassic World sets at 50% off last year, like the Brachiosaurus set and then the Visitor Center set. And if I sold those today, only 8 months into retirement, they'd be doing well already for me, about a 75% return on investment. So I do like this one. I like a lot of the Jurassic World sets if there's a decent sized molded dino in it, but again, at 50% off. Animal Crossing Julian's Birthday Party, Captain's Island Boat Tour, and Isabel's House Visit. Oh yeah, and the last one, Fly with Dodo Airlines. Of all of them, I actually kind of like this one. And then last set on the table is a Mario action play set. I don't invest in any of the action play sets. Mario, Sonic, stunts from previous years. So this one's the Soda Jungle Maker set. And now it's time to wrap up with my my top threes. First, the three sets that I agree with most that I will not be investing in. In third place is Over the Moon with Pharrell Williams. In second place is Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle. Even though I love the build for personal collection, the mechanism is cool. I know it doesn't do anything aerodynamically in universe, but how that wing rotates vertical, it's awesome. But not a good set at this price for investing. And then my number one set I agree with most is Wednesday in Enid's dorm room, but really this is representative of all the Wednesday sets, and in fact throw the Wicked sets in there too. And now the three sets that I disagree with most. I'm going to throw Travel Moments in third place. I know this is a total flyer, high risk, high reward, but it has 10 mentions against. I'm thinking with everybody else running away from this set, I might run towards it and grab a couple if a huge discount after stacking deals is a possibility. My second place set that I like, I actually love this set, the NASA Apollo Lunar Rover Vehicle. That is hard to say. Awesome build, awesome mechanisms, and I can't believe it has 7 mentions against. And then my number one set, I think it's second place on my most recent power rankings video, is of course the motorized Lighthouse. Beautiful build, timeless. So many non-Lego fans will want this set in my opinion. All right, that's a wrap. More videos coming soon. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.